All right, so JR's Game & Watch versus Ford's Palutena. JR using the Booger Green Game & Watch. All right, so in this matchup, we're going to see probably a lot of like niche things to have to work with when it comes to fighting against Game & Watch in general. What the nice part is, though, is that Palutena has that armored back air and dash attack, which can get through a lot of Game & Watch's kind of just like constant barrage of aerials, kind of like that back air and stuff too. So if Ford can work hard to kind of find the opportunities to throw out dash attack or continue to like place out very safe back airs, can make things pretty even when it comes to air-to-air situations. Good patience from both players so far. Oh man, the Nair out of disadvantage is going to give JR a good corner situation here. Good recovery from way up there as JR didn't land any of those up airs. Gets the trump to neutral air though. Ford's still just trying to get out of the corner here. Oh, double down air is going to catch Ford off guard. It's one of those weird Game & Watch things you have to not contest. JR just having a lot of knowledge though when it comes to the spacing that Game & Watch can do. I'm realizing as well that Palutena's specials are kind of a hard thing to throw out when it comes to Game & Watch too, because he can bucket those. And I think that, I mean, at least the Neutral Bee version doesn't do much when it comes to bucket, but I think the Burning Flame would give a pretty strong bucket as well. But good job to Ford for getting that first stock off and evening up the match here with a solid conversion. Getting that double up air as well. Seems like when it comes to the vertical combos that Ford has been pretty consistent with those, but we're not seeing very many Nair chains from him. Good patience, kind of a, oh man, Tomahawk dash attack if you want to call it that, but good patience for Ford at this point, kind of keeping an advantage when it comes to percentage. Going to back throw off this, not going to kill just yet, even though Game & Watch is pretty light. Smart to not contest JR's recovery there. It can be pretty sketchy to go out there. But that teleport recovery is going to get snagged by that down smash. Chef, just an annoying thing to work with as well. Good spacing both players. Oh, good call out with the up smash. Alright, so attacking percentage on slowly but surely for JR. He could get this kill off pretty soon. I'm not sure exactly what move's going to do it, but at 140%, a lot of them could. Ford looking to get some kind of extra credit at this point. Definitely have to playing defensive. You can see that JR's kind of scouting out for this kill, but JR finally gets one with the forward air and evens up the stocks. This game one going back and forth in a strong manner for both players here. That was I see the mindset for Ford there, going for the grab, but just barely misspacing it and getting grabbed himself for it. And JR is going to run away with 47% of an advantage here in the last stock. Gets a landing Nair as well, but not going to convert to anything else. Gets the chase down dash attack. Oh man, okay, tense situation. Ford looking to get something started. That splash of the down air is just so hard to keep track of. Good conversion with a double forward air there. Ford creating some pressure with that back air. Good work. Honestly, from both players now, this becomes more of a tense situation for last stock. Alright. JR finally getting quite a bit more of a percentage lead here, but gonna need a hard call out to get this stock off. While Ford definitely still has percentage advantage when it comes to being able to get some conversions going. So I think it's honestly not too far from even. Oh, back throw's not going to do it, but going to give some more percentage. I think they did like 18 percentage. Ford did a good job to contest the air-to-air, but JR narrowly throwing out a back air. Very tense situation for last stock in this first game. Could definitely go to anybody at this point. Dash attack's not going to do it, but Palutena is 174%. Oh, goes for the down air. A lot of kill options for Palutena's Ford, or Ford's Palutena at this point. Uppy's not going to kill. JR looking to get anything going when it comes to Ford getting out of this corner. Oh, back air is going to take it, and Dragon Ball C's moment there. Ford calling out the startup of that forward air and getting game one. But yeah, I think that Ford also died in that situation, but JR was just closer to the blast zone on the right side, so Ford had to fly all the way across the screen. But Ford taking game one, and this still being a best of three. JR's.
I was like, he's really thinking. I'm gonna ban those two. Okay.
Don't forget to grease the pan. Shelly, don't forget to grease the pan. Oh, thank you. I always forget.
Let's do normal bout. Normal bout? You want like a song or something? Or? Oh, no, I'm good. Alright. Thanks for that. Wait, you never know. Oh, yeah, no. I have my own music.
I was going to say, Jay going music and earbuds.
I can hear both.
Nice. Let's go. Alright, so same characters from both players here. Going into game two, but we're going to Battlefield this time around. We got the triplats for Game & Watch to work with and juggle with. Well, then you got a lot more blast zone space to work with, so we're probably not going to see any super early stocks when it comes down to it, which could work to some of Ford's favor, but at the same time, JR's potential for racking up a lot of damage on these triplats to get some really long combos going is definitely an advantage as well. A nice aspect to this too I'm thinking about is if JR is standing under the middle platform, he can up B just straight to the top platform, which kind of negates some of the shenanigans that can happen when people finally decide to contest Game & Watch's up B. But strong percentage advantage for JR so far, but Ford getting a couple strings started. Looking good so far. Alright, good footsies from both players here as a minute's gone by and no stock has been taken so far. So obviously nothing too chancy has been taken from either player. Very patient and slow recovery from JR there. A little bit of stalling, which is nice to see. Kind of makes up the timing when it comes to recovery is the biggest aspect when it comes to trying to get off ledge against your opponent. Really, a lot of players are just do a really good job of getting out of the corner. Or a lot of players, let me rephrase that. A lot of players do a good job of edge trapping because they're onto your timing. So mixing up your timing is a really big aspect to that. A lot of players are doing a good job of covering multiple options with a couple moves. So if they think that they know exactly when you're going to choose an option, they can cover a couple and likely hit you for it. So slowing down your options off of the corner or even just slightly altering when you decide to snap to ledge can be a pretty big advantage. And Ford there catching JR's neutral get up with a back throw is going to take that first stock and even things back up. So this being triplats though, JR has a lot of opportunity here to get some combos going. Ford going to drop shield and get hit by that rapid jet unfortunately. Ooh, solid nair string. Gets some percentage tacked on, but it's not going to finish up with any moves for it. Ford air to contest against JR is doing a really good job too. See it's stuffing out some of his JR's forward airs as well. Oh, gets down smash but does not get buried for it. I just never know what's going to happen when someone gets down smash. They either get sent straight up, sideways, or they get buried. You never know. Almost gets down smash once again. JR creating some intimidation now at this point when it comes to throwing out some smash attacks. Ooh.
There's like no point trying to like contest it pretty much.
Oh man, good work from both players at this point, holding on to the second stock as we were hitting the 4-minute mark. Oh, he decides to bucket it this time around. Ford gets the down tilt, but just too far away to convert. Ooh, solid forward tilt. Gonna be safe on shield though. This situation on the second stock is very reminiscent of the last game that we saw for the last stock, but Ford finally getting a back air to take JR's second stock and get some advantage, but gets down smashed again, getting sent horizontally. There's just something weird about that hitbox. Surprised he didn't get buried, which was led to the kill as well, but unfortunately his recovery is not going to reach far enough, and things would go back to even for this last stock. Alright, low percent combos for Game & Watch are going to get some traction here for JR. This triplat's definitely working for him, so this is a good counterplay decision for JR. Drag down up air is not going to lead to anything, but both players trying to get another aerial started to get some combos going. Honestly, one more aerial combo is going to give a lot of advantage for this last stock. Ooh, JR gets the drag down nair, but does not get to finish off with the down tilt. From prior experience, I do know that JR loves that down tilt to kill. Ooh, Ford trying to get out of the corner once again. Gonna get popped by the forward air. Air dodge is in. Teleport's gonna get him back to the ledge, but is he gonna get off? And he gets chaired in the face. Classic kill for Game & Watch. Making this an even 1-1. And again, this being a best of 3.
I don't know when that's the fight starts.
Alright, so bringing this to a Game 3 situation on loser's side. Unfortunately, one of these two is going to get sent out of the tournament, but the other one's going to make it to loser's semis, which brings us into our best of 5 sets. We are going to Town & City, which I'm not surprised to see, as Palutena can get some early kills with that back throw. Way off into that horizontal blast zone. But at the same time, we still have some platforms for JR to work with to get these Game & Watch combos. And JR continuing to use these kind of smash attacks in neutral to create some intimidation, because a lot of the time they can feel so safe unless you're approaching from the air already, but JR usually just putting them out when you're on the ground with him. A lot of ledge trapping so far from JR has been proving to be effective at this point. He's been catching on to some of Ford's tendencies. Oh my gosh, catching or getting a full bucket that time around, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to be super strong when it comes to that beam. Oh, the chair to catch the get-up option. Ooh, good shield diligence from Ford, but not going to get an option out of that to punish. Unfortunately, getting up beat for it. Up beat just being so fast. Dash not going to catch, and JR just holding on to advantage. The bomb finally going to catch Ford, and JR taking the first stock. Alright, so Ford needs to get this stock off very soon. Fortunate for him, Game & Watch is a pretty light character. He's going to get bucketed for it. He takes 27%, which is definitely a lot more than I expected, but at the same time, not a kill option. Oh my gosh, he's going to get grounded into a forward smash, taking 85s already. Huge advantage for JR so far. Getting a parry to the up B as well. Going to continue to juggle with an additional up B. Get stuck in the rapid jab. Ford kind of stuck to... A lot of people just have a tough time punishing that jab for some reason. But then again, I mean, when it comes to Game & Watch's option, his up B after that jab is so quick. It's a pretty small window. Oh, gets the tech taste. Drag down neutral air to grab. Gonna attack on quite a bit more percent. I think it's just about been 30 seconds, and Ford took on 170% and finally got chaired for JR to take that second stock. Alright, good back air from Ford there, trying to get this first stock off. Slowly but surely, he can try to bring things back, but looking pretty grim at this point. Unless he's trying to hold on to center stage to make sure that he doesn't get killed at some obscenely like early state. Oh, solid back air from forward there. Doing a really good job to use that invulnerability. Oh, down throw is not going to work because JR was doing a really good job to get as many frames of advantage when it comes to that up B. Ford almost getting the stock off. Oh, finally getting it off there as JR got up and grabbed while Ford was in the air, so he ended up getting that back air for a little bit for free. Again, hard to punish that rapid jab. Alright, back to footsie ball players here. Ford just trying to get something started to get a bit of combos going. Alright, gets a grab. It's going to be a little bit more percent for JR. And a reset into neutral. Goes for the drag down neutral air, but it contends with one of Ford's aerials. Alright, catches the last hit. Almost gets a conversion in the back air, but Ford still has a lot to work for when it comes to making this game even. He's at 145%. A lot of options when it comes to JR's Game & Watch. Can kill at this point. Forward air, once again, it's kind of a good timing mix-up, but back air could definitely delete him off the screen. In this situation, too, we do know that Game & Watch's throws do not do a good job of killing, so Ford can be a little bit more patient when it comes to shielding, but at the same time, we do know that JR's not been afraid to grab, just like this situation. So it's not going to kill yet, but it does guarantee JR some percentages. Oh, but grounding to F-tilt. It's going to take the third game there. GG's to both players. That was a fun one to watch. Very even back and forth until the last two stocks there for JR. Just running away with advantage, and Ford having a tough time killing, but eventually getting some solid back airs out.